Did you know that if you see this hole in the ground, you should run away as fast as possible? Even though it may seem harmless, this hole can be deadly. That's why it's important to be aware of what to do if you ever come across one of these holes. If you see this hole, don't go near it, just keep watching. Number 10. Sinkholes. Sinkholes are a common natural phenomenon that can occur in areas with soluble rock such as limestone. They form when water seeps into the ground and dissolves the rock, creating a void. Over time, the ground above the void collapses, forming a sinkhole. Sinkholes can range in size from small pits to large depressions, and can pose a serious hazard to anyone who ventures too close. The most dangerous type of sinkhole is the ones that suddenly collapse without any warning sign. These can catch people off guard and cause them to fall into the hole. Once someone falls into a sinkhole, they can be seriously injured by the impact with the bottom of the hole or by being trapped inside. So if you ever see a sinkhole, be sure to keep a safe distance away. Don't try to test your luck by walking too close to the edge. Remember, it's not worth risking your life for a little bit of fun. Number 9. The hole is not safe. Sometimes a hole in the ground isn't just an accident. It could be a sign of something more sinister. For example, some holes are dug by animals such as coyotes, foxes, or even armadillos. These animals may use the holes for shelter or to hide their food. So if you see a hole in the ground that looks like it was dug by an animal, it's best to stay away. You never know what kind of wild animal could be hiding inside. And, let's be honest, we don't want to risk getting bitten or scratched by a wild animal. Just because we were too curious. It's not worth the risk. So if you see a hole that looks like it was dug by an animal, just keep walking. Don't try to investigate further. Who knows what kind of surprises are waiting to be found in those dark and dirty tunnels. No. 8. The hole leads to a dangerous place. It's not always the hole itself that's dangerous, but rather what it leads to. For example, a hole in the ground could lead to a steep drop or a body of water such as a river or a lake. Falling into a steep drop could cause serious injuries such as broken bones or even head trauma. Drowning in a body of water could be just as dangerous. There are many cases of people falling into bodies of water and drowning because they were you and paying attention. So be sure to be aware of your surroundings and take caution when approaching a hole in the ground. It may seem like a harmless curiosity at first, but you never know what could be hiding on the other side. Maybe it's just a big pile of dirt, but maybe it's something more dangerous. Either way, it's not worth the risk. So, if you find yourself near a hole that leads to a dangerous place, just stay away. There's no need to put yourself in harm's way just to satisfy your curiosity. Instead, take a moment to appreciate the danger and be thankful that you were under one who fell in. After all, some things are just better left unknown. Number 7. The hole is too deep. If you come across a deep hole that seems bottomless, don't be tempted to throw something in it and make a wish. Instead, keep a safe distance and admire its vastness from afar. A bottomless hole can be dangerous. Throwing objects into it could potentially cause serious injury or even death. If the object falls into the hole and lands on someone standing nearby, it could hit them with enough force to cause serious harm. Imagine the scenario. You stand innocently next to a bottomless hole, chucking rocks into the abyss and hoping for your wish to come true. Suddenly, an object thrown by another person or even one of your own comes flying back up out of the hole, hitting you square in the face. Not only could this cause physical pain, but it could also result in severe injury or even be fatal. That's why it's important to remember that a bottomless hole is not a toy. It's not a place to test your luck or to make wishes. It is a reminder of the unpredictable nature of our world and the importance of being present and aware in every moment. The hole smells bad. If you notice a strange and unpleasant smell coming from a hole in the ground, it's best to stay away. A bad smell could be a sign of something dangerous or even deadly. Here's why. A bad smell coming from a hole in the ground could indicate the presence of hazardous gases such as carbon monoxide or hydrogen sulfide. These gases are colorless and odorless, making them difficult to detect. But their presence can be a sign of a much bigger problem. When these gases are released into the air, they can pose a serious health risk to anyone nearby. Carbon monoxide, for example, can cause headaches, dizziness, and even death. Hydrogen sulfide can irritate the eyes and respiratory system, and in high concentrations can also be deadly. If you ever come across a hole that emits a bad smell, it's important not to investigate further. Instead, keep a safe distance and leave the area immediately. It's better to be safe than sorry. No. 5. The hole looks unstable. If you come across a hole that looks like it might collapse or cave in, don't go any closer. It may seem tempting to get a closer look, but it's simply not worth the risk. A collapsing hole can cause serious injuries such as broken bones or even traumatic brain injuries. Getting trapped under tons of dirt and debris can be a terrifying experience and can have long-lasting physical and psychological effects. To avoid any potential danger, take a few moments to assess the situation before getting too close. Look for signs of instability such as loose rocks or soil, and listen for any sounds of shifting earth. If you notice anything that looks or sounds concerning, back away slowly and keep a safe distance. It is always better to be cautious and err on the side of safety rather than risk getting injured. 4. The hole is on private property. Trespassing onto private property to take a peek into a hole in the ground can land you in some serious trouble. It's important to respect property boundaries and not enter someone's land without their permission. If you're caught trespassing, you could be fined, arrested, or even sued for damages. Additionally, the hole itself may be on private property and its presence may indicate that the owner is aware of it and has taken measures to prevent people from entering. For example, there may be signs posted or barriers set up around the hole to keep people away. It's important to follow these safety protocols and not ignore any warnings or restrictions. Otherwise, you could put yourself in danger or face legal consequences. Remember, it is not worth risking your freedom or your safety just to get a closer look at a hole in the ground. 3. The hole is near a road. If you come across a hole in the ground near a road, it's important not to get too close. The hole could be a sign of a much bigger problem, such as a sinkhole or a damaged sewer line. If you're not careful and get too close to the hole, you could trip and fall into traffic. This could result in serious injuries or even death. In addition to the physical danger, getting too close to a hole near a road can also be illegal. Depending on the location and the size of the hole, you could be cited for trespassing or other offenses. If you must walk near a hole on the side of the road, do so with caution. Be sure to wear bright clothing so drivers can see you and avoid distractions like cell phones or headphones. Also, if the hole is large enough, consider using a flashlight to alert drivers to the hazard. Ultimately, it is best to err on the side of caution and stay as far away from holes near roads as possible. The risks simply aren't worth it. 2. The hole is on a bridge. If you see a hole in the ground on a bridge, don't go near it. The hole could be a sign of structural damage to the bridge, which could lead to a collapse. If you or your vehicle falls into the hole, it could cause serious injuries or even death. Bridge collapses are rare, but they do happen. And if a bridge has a hole in it, it's likely that it's already compromised. In addition to the danger of a bridge collapsing, there's also the risk of falling into the hole itself. If the hole is deep enough, you could fall and break bones, or even suffer a head injury. Falling into a hole on a bridge can also put you in a dangerous position where you could be stranded or unable to get out. That's why it's important to be aware of the dangers of holes on bridges and to stay away from them. If you see a hole on a bridge, don't risk it. Keep moving and find another route. Your safety is simply not worth the risk. Number 1. The hole is in your own yard. Having a hole in your yard can be both a nuisance and a potential danger. If you have a hole in your yard and don't fill it in, it could cause problems for you and your family. First and foremost, a hole in your yard is a tripping hazard. If you or one of your family members falls into the hole, they could seriously injure themselves. In addition to the risk of injury, a hole in your yard can also be an eyesore. It can make your lawn look untidy and detract from the curb appeal of your home. If you plan on selling your home in the near future, having a hole in your yard could potentially reduce your property value. Fortunately, filling in a hole in your yard is relatively easy. All you need is some dirt and a shovel. Just fill the hole in and then add some grass seed to help it blend in with the rest of your lawn. By taking these simple steps, you can help ensure that your yard is safe and attractive for everyone to enjoy. That's all for today. See you next time.